Want and a need bucket. The need row was about restraint. The want row is about permission. Your safety bucket should hold less equity than your fun bucket. Same person, same temperament, same number of years to the goal, and the money for the family holiday can sensibly carry more equity than the money for your child's school fee. If you have watched the last three videos, you already know why. But it's worth saying out loud because almost everybody does the opposite. They treat the important goal as the one deserving the aggressive strategy, and the frivolous goal as the one that needs protection. Your risk profile could reduce risk, it could never increase it. That was true because a need goal has two things, a fixed date and a fixed amount. You do not have an option to miss either. The car upgrade can happen in 4 years or in 5. A holiday can be Europe or to Vietnam. The kitchen renovation can be full or partial. Nothing breaks, and that negotiation in itself forms the risk capacity. A goal you can delay by a year is a goal that can survive a bad year. That's not a loophole, that's the actual reason risk capacity exists. In the need bucket, your temperament didn't matter much. The deadline decided everything. In the want bucket, the goal steps back and lets you decide. In the need bucket, being conservative was an advantage. Your instincts and the correct portfolio pointed the same direction. Here's what actually happens. You fund the want goal very safely, so it grows slowly. 3 years in, the corpus isn't quite there. You push the holiday out a year. Next year, something else comes up. The corpus is still not quite enough for the version you wanted. You push it again. 5 years pass. The money is entirely safe. It has also entirely failed at its job because the job was the holiday, not the corporate. If the equity in a want bucket falls 30%, you delay the goal by a year. If you are so conservative that the goal is perpetually a year away, you delay it forever. One of those failures is temporary. The other is permanent. Most conservative investors are protecting themselves against the temporary one. So what sets the allocation here? In the need row, it was horizon. In the want row, it's elasticity. Grade 1, the fixed date want. A wedding with a date. An anniversary trip already booked. A car you have committed to because the current one is going. There's a real date attached. And while nothing catastrophic happens if you miss it, it's embarrassing or expensive. Treat these as honorary needs. If it's under 3 years, essentially no equity. Grade 2 is the flexible want. You'd like to upgrade the car in about 4 years. A big family holiday, roughly 3 years out. A rough window, no hard date, delaying it by 6 months costs you nothing but patience. This is true grade 4 territory, and it's where most want goals actually sit. Grade 3 is the open-ended want. Someday I want to have a bigger house and hills, so there is no date assigned to it. For a flexible want, 4 to 6 years out, held by a conservative investor, call it 50-50 as a working center. Range of 45 to 55% equity, need plus conservative. Similar horizon, which was 75 to 80% debt. Same investor, same horizon, roughly double the equity. The only thing that changed is that this goal is allowed to fail temporarily. A flexible want goal has no hard date. So losing the glide path costs you nothing. And what you get in return is genuinely valuable. No maturity matching required because there's no date to match it to. Short to medium duration funds and arbitrage sleep for tax efficiency if you are in a higher slant. One reminder from part 3, debt fund units bought from April 2023 are taxed at your slab rate. These rates change. Arbitrage funds are treated as equity from taxation purposes. They are taxed at your capital gain tax 12.5% held over 1 year plus. 12 lakhs for a car upgrade, roughly 5 years out, starting from zero. Conservative investor, it would be 50-50, 12% on equity and almost 6.5% on debt. You're looking at 9.5% kind of aggregate return. Now, what you'll run this like a need bucket instead. 80-20, blend it. Over 5 years, allocation is modest lever. Over 10 years, it's not. The same monthly amount at 50-50 versus 80-20 is a gap of about 2.5 lakhs, and it widens from there. But the bigger point stands. In this bucket, the difference between a good allocation and overcautious one is 50,000 rupees. The need row de-risk on a calendar. The want row has no calendar. So it needs a different mechanics. Use a harvest rule. It's amount triggered, not date triggered. Pick your number at the start, 12 lakhs. The day the bucket touches it at any point in an year, you move the whole thing into a liquid arbitrage fund, or you stop taking risk with it. The bucket has done its job. There is no reason to keep gambling with a goal you've already achieved. Set a window, say 12 months from the day you harvest. If the money is still sitting there after that, be honest that this wasn't really a want. Move it into a need bucket or aspirations. Mistake number one, running the want bucket like a need bucket. 80% debt on a flexible 5-year goal because it feels responsible. Mistake number two, scope. The 8 lakh car quietly becomes a 15 lakh car while the SIP stays the same. Then the goal is permanently out of reach and you conclude the plan failed. The plan didn't fail, the target moved. Fix the number or fix the contribution. Mistake number three, harvest and then not spend. The corpus hits the target and it feels so good to have it that you fold it back into investment and defer the goal again. If you build a want bucket, use it. Otherwise, you have spent 5 years funding a goal you never intended to have. Grid 4 in 3 lines. 1. Want goals are elastic, and elasticity is risk capacity, which is why this bucket can hold more equity than need bucket at the same pricing. 2. For a conservative investor, the real risk here isn't drawdown, it's deferral. Protect against the permanent failure and not the temporary one. 3. De-risk on the number, not the date, and then actually spend it. In the next video, grid 5, which is want plus moderate risk profile. If this changed how you think about your money, subscribe, and the full grid as a one-page reference is linked in the description. Thank you for watching.